Honestly guys, I was just so excited for this build. I am so glad that I am finally getting this video out and I can show you guys my awesome process. I spent a bunch of time on this one and I'm taking all the tricks that I've learned so far in my first year of building these kits, and I'm using all of that to make this guy just as beautiful as I can. And that's the mindset that I take into each and every kit. I think every kit deserves all the love it can get and make it look unique and special. Now look at these legs. They are amazing. Like I told you, that gold paneling inside, and then we did a couple accents there on a few pieces. We've got that yellow gold on the bottom, a little bit of bronze in the lines on the leg here and on the thrusters, looking absolutely wonderful. Of course, we did a little bit of silver around the outside as well. I'm thinking I'm gonna color the front part as well. We're gonna go with some silver here to make it look nice, and a little bit of bronze in that knee piece, looking wonderful. And honestly you guys, I am so proud of how this kit is turning out, and I just absolutely love it. And the legs of the Master Grade was a feat of engineering for its time. These legs are very complex in their own special way, and some people even say its articulation is better than the real grade. I guess we'll need to build that one and find out. And now we are moving on to the waist and the back skirts, and after that we will be ready to assemble this inner frame. And now that our masterpiece is almost complete, he's looking really awesome assembled, and you can see on the front there where I did the chrome on top of the bronze pistons. I think I said earlier it was the back of the ankle, but actually it's the front. That's the piece that cracked there. And honestly guys, this frame is just breathtaking. This is what I meant when I say when you color your kits, you know, you can take it to the next level, just a little bit of detailing. Make sure you panel line it and throw some decals on it, and that thing will be looking gorgeous. And now we have got our Gundam on the launch pad, ready to be test piloted, looking great. Just a little bit of last minute maintenance before we put these armor panels on, and this is why I am so proud of this color job. Looking absolutely amazing. Everything you see, just the more detail the better. The little bits of green here and there. You can see the little bit of red in the arm with just a splash of blue to make it look nice. And then we've got our pilots here on the lift ready to go. He's talking to our cockpit pilot before he heads out for his test flight. Let's take a quick look at the back here before we put this armor on. You can see all the nice chrome in those recesses, those uplifted screw pieces I was talking about earlier. And you can see on the back of the arm, we did chrome in the middle on one side and then bronze on the other. I think that's a great effect. And then we use bronze around the chrome and chrome around the bronze, making it look extra nice just to add a little bit of asymmetric flair. Why not? I think it looks great. And of course, we took some nice pictures here of our test pilot stepping down off the launch pad, just trying to get that mobile suit in motion and feel those controls, make sure everything is feeling right before it's getting ready to put the armor on. And we want to make sure all the engines are working good. And I'm so glad I got these pictures with the frame out, because once you cover it up, all you have is pictures and memories unless you want to take it all apart. So these are some iconic pictures, especially the one with him lifting up into the lift. I love that. And I just get super creative ideas like that all the time for pictures and other things that I want to do with the build and stuff like that. And now we are ready to start assembling this armor. We are saving a bunch of time because we did most of it earlier. We did the arm and leg armor already detailed up, so this part's gonna go a little quick. The only ones I still need to cut out is the leg and I believe the waist armor, but man, such a shame to cover it up, but this guy's design is great either way. He's almost ready to go. He doesn't have any pants on right now, but we've got the upper torso armored up and it's looking beautiful. And we're gonna have one last turnaround before we cover that beautiful mechanical detail. Another thing I'm gonna do before covering this stuff is just make sure all these colors are nice and even and vibrant. You can see we are getting ready to cut the vents out. We're putting these on, making sure the back skirt's looking nice, and making sure all these colors are not smudged or fingerprinted before we cover it. I think it's probably gonna get a little bit of smudging either way, but this will make it so there's not too much smudging, and we want as least smudging as possible. And as for these side skirts and back skirts, we're just gonna do a little bit of gold and just make it look nice. We're also gonna be adding some gold to accent those forearms, and we want to do some nice decals on this skirt, so we're not going to go too crazy with the color this time. We just want to put a little bit in the middle there. We're going to go with some chrome on the inside of these gold vents right here, and then his skirt armor is going to be looking nice and premium. And as we're cutting out all these leg pieces, I'm thinking I want to go with a little bit of that metallic green I was talking about. Just a couple places. We're not going to overdo it, but we want to use it on a couple spots on the inside of this upper thigh here, as well as just a couple spots in the forearm around the hand that we already did. Now we are assembling this leg armor. He is looking fantastic. We just want to make sure his armor panels are nice and clean, because of course you've got that white color or maybe gray. People usually fight about which it was. It looks gray on the box, but in person here you can see it's more of a white color. And even without decals, man, this guy is looking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Obviously I'm gonna decal it up, but honestly he's looking very, very good without it. I didn't do any top coating here. We're just doing the coloring, and you can see here it almost looks like he has a matte coat, a matte finish, but he's not very glossy or shiny, so that's good because I usually want to use matte top coat anyways, but the top coat's not really needed and he looks great regardless. I also like how you can see in between those armor panels there, you can see the color when I was talking about earlier, as well as in the middle of the yellow, you can see the chrome sticking out, and then the chest vents also have chrome shining through there. And I also want to show you our finished base. We've got a lot of gold on here that we didn't do last time. We've got some decals. You can see Earth Force in the middle there. We did the lining under the feet with gold, as I was telling you about. Just a little bit of chrome under it, and this base just came out great. And here we have it, my friends. Our Gundam Mark II is complete after 19 hours total footage and 25 hours total build time, considering I didn't record quite all the coloring or the decaling process. He is completed. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I think this is actually my best build so far. It looks so good. So amazing. I love the design of the Mark II, and man, I just killed it on this one. This is my best model so far. I know I already said it, but man, look at that chrome. You can see the chrome in between the vents there. Of course, I've got plenty of pictures, and I'll showcase some of that at the end. We'll do a nice little gallery for you guys to see all this detail up close. You can see the 36 on the shield, a little bit of chrome, a little bit of gold in those panels. And I absolutely love this display as well. We customized this one too. And you can't see it when he's standing up, but we did some gold in the panel lines under his feet there. We'll show some pictures of that as well. I'm so proud of how this came out. And just look at that detail. The green in the bazooka is amazing looking. You can see that blue in the jetpack with some chrome around it. Man, I outdid myself with this one, you guys. It looks so good. I love that blue lens right there. This guy is just beautiful. Beautiful. And the fact that it comes with this awesome display with these cool little astronaut guys. You got two flying around, and then you got one in the lift here. And then of course you've got the one in the cockpit as well. And this guy is just amazing. You should know these looks are a 10 out of 10. I mean, you don't get much better than this. I mean, some of it might just be because of how much detail I put into this and the coloring and the decals, but I also really just love the design of the Mark II as well. And this shield here can expand and contract. That's really cool. These here little ammo packs on the gun are also removable, as well as this here bazooka pack is also removable. So that's super cool. You got a lot of detail on this guy, a lot of detail on the inner mechanics of this here frame as well. Perfect for customizing, perfect for coloring, just like I did. You know, put your own spin on it, get wacky, get detailed, make it unique. That's what it's all about here. And you might wind up with an awesome masterpiece just like me. Yours might look a little different, but that's okay. We did some nice coloring in the shield here as well. Very proud of that. I really like how you can see some of this detail here in between those armor panels, and in the back there you can see the chrome in that vent on this leg over here. And I just love all the detail that I put into this kit. The longer you look, the more you find. And I can't wait to do some more. We got that cool green detailing on the weapons as well. Gotta love that. And I can't wait to make some more masterpieces just like this. Couple things I want to let you guys know about in this here build. The first thing is the hands. As you can see, I've got a little bit of tape on it. You can actually break this here frame if you're not careful with your liner or your coloring. I thought it was because I was just doing so much coloring on this here shield piece. I also managed to break that, as you can see, and I thought it was because of the coloring, but then I broke this here finger. I did panel line it though, so maybe that's why. Be real careful with those. My other hand is also taped in the middle. I'm not going to take the gun out, but just, you know, be really careful with those hands and be careful with that ink. Don't let it pool too much. Hopefully that won't happen to you. Other than that, man, this build is really fun, and I had a fun time building this guy. It was absolutely amazing, beautiful. I enjoyed coloring it so much. It's a shame that some of those parts came apart a little bit. This here E-clip is mountable on the shield, of course. You have this gun is also mountable on either side of the waist. You can see those little square holes there, and that's the same piece that you use to mount the other side, the clip right here as well. You can see the bazooka mounts in the back. So that's a great plus for this kit. You can fit all your equipment on at once, even if you're barehanded. You know, the sabers go on here on the backpack. And something really cool about these sabers in particular is they are movable, so that way you can actually come down, and they're supposed to clip in the back like this. They don't hold super steady, but they're okay like this right here. And they move forward so you can actually grab them with the hands. A lot of kids have trouble reaching over the shoulder like that to grab their beam sabers out the backpack. And this one's adjustable so you can actually get that pose you want. I just can't get over how beautiful this mobile suit is, you guys. I mean, wow. It makes me really want to get the ground Gundam so I can customize him as well. And now, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the blue one. I'm not a fan of the Titans version, but now I might be just a little bit upset that I chose the real grade Grandpa over the Titans version, because I could have had both Mark IIs. I wasn't feeling the Titans at the time, but man, I think the Mark II is just so beautiful, even if it is blue. I don't like the blue version. I like the gray a lot better, but I could have both just to have both. And I thought about that when I was getting it, and I was like, man, am I making a mistake here? I don't know. I've heard Real Grade Grandpa is definitely good, so I can't really make that call until I build that one. And it's good to get variety. So, anyways, other than that, one thing about this build that you might want to keep an eye on as well is this backpack here. It kind of goes down and it drops in to the holes, and it's not the most sturdy, and when you're posing it might come out and pop out a little bit. It's not too bad, but if you bend the torso a lot it may come out, but all in all it's really not too bad. I think it is great, and it doesn't really get annoying when you're posing it and things like that, and it's super stable, so it's really not too much of a problem. The only problem you're really gonna have is those hands if you're not careful lining them up, as well as this little shield connector. Don't color it too much with chrome like I did. You'll be in for a great time for sure. So we are going to be giving this build a 9 out of 10. It was really fun. I had an awesome time with it. Love the detailed inner mechanics, but just not quite sturdy enough in a couple places. The backpack can fall out while you're posing if you're not careful. Same thing with the shield connector and these hands here. I wish they didn't break and crack on me, so it's not quite as sturdy as I would want it to be, not quite custom friendly enough. I think this is back in the days when Bandai was using ABS on their inner frames, so that's probably why it got cracked. But overall, it was a really great experience if you guys are careful with it. I went a little bit bananas, you know, on the coloring, but as long as you guys don't overdo it on places made of ABS, you'll be pretty good. All that's left now is to talk about the weapons and then check out the articulation. So, as far as weapons go, this guy gets some pretty good variety. Of course, you've got this awesome shield gimmick where it can expand and retract, and I think that is super cool. You get the cool removable ammo packs on the bazooka and on the beam rifle, so that's awesome. He gets a pretty good loadout. He's got a rifle, he's got a bazooka, 2 beam sabers, which actually are movable, so you can actually reach them, and you don't have to say, you know, pulling your arm out whenever you're trying to grab that over the shoulder pose. So that's really good. I really enjoy that, and it is very cool that you can store the extra packs. You can see on the waist there, and you've got in the shield here, you can store the gun on the side skirt. You can store the bazooka right here in the back, so he can hold all his weapons at once. That's a big plus, and he's got a lot of weapons, good variety. I think we're giving the weapons we're gonna give them an 8 out of 10, guys. We have a pretty good loadout right here, so let's just check out this guy's articulation. All right, we've got our model here. As you can see, we are going to start with the head. We're gonna throw it around, See if he can go 360, and he's looking like he can go all the way around, no problem. That's great. As you can see earlier, these beam sabers go all the way up and down, so that way you can reach them over the shoulder. These can also move. They go back and forth, and they wiggle side to side just a little bit, not a whole lot, but they do move around. And you want to get them in a nice little pose, but you want to be careful because you don't want these hoses to fall out the side. Same thing with these thrusters here. They do move around. I'm not going to move mine because they have got marker on them. You get some pretty good range on the neck. You can look up and you can look down pretty good. You get some forward and back. Not a whole lot, but you get a decent amount. These shoulders right here, they don't go up and down because of the way that you install them, but you can go 360 around like this. And all this guy's joints are double jointed. So the elbow, you got 2 joints here. You can go up like this, like this. You can see the 2 joints. You got this bottom joint here, and then you got the top joint up here. So you got some pretty good range of motion there. Like I said, these go all the way around. You can go up. You can get some pretty good motion on this right here. You can give them a gun like this. So we've got some good range of motion there. And we've got some pretty nice motion on the torso. If you move the side skirts out of the way, you can get them to go 360. It's a little stiff, but he will go all the way around. Not super recommended though, honestly. That didn't feel the greatest. We've got a little bit of ab crunch here, not a whole lot. But these side skirts here are movable, so they can go up and down, and they can move a little bit side to side, so that way you're giving your legs some more room to kick. They don't go up super high. I feel kind of wary to push it up super high because I feel like I'm gonna snap it, or maybe push it in some more. But these side skirts move, and that's good. These legs are able to move forward and backwards in order to assist with crouching, and you can get some good motion. Double jointed on the leg here. I love how the armor slides open and separates. Looking so good, so clean on those double jointed knees. Let's grab our side skirt back. These front ones go up and down just like that. And on this here back skirt, you get a nice slot for the bazooka to go into whenever you're standing, and you can just fit that right in there to mount it on the back skirt. That's pretty nice. I like to keep it open. As I was saying before, you can get them to crouch and you can get some good motion on the legs here, but it's just hard because sometimes it's blocked by this here side skirt. But as you can see here, we have got our crouching pose. I love the sliding armor action. It looks super, super cool. Something else I want to point out here is our legs. We have the blue and gold on there, as well as a little bit of silver, and I just love that. I think it came out so good. I absolutely love this model so much. It's very stable. It can hold a pose. Sometimes the legs get a little loose and fall out. Try and just bend them and get that crouch. The backpack will sometimes fall out. The hands, you got to be careful with the weapons. They don't want to hold super tight. The clips will fall out the side skirt just a little bit. So not the best sturdiness in the world, but he does pretty good overall. He's pretty sturdy. For the most part, there's just a couple parts you gotta watch out for if you are one of those people who likes to articulate quite a lot like I do. I like to change my poses quite often, so word of warning on that one. We are going to give our articulation a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. So honestly, this guy scores pretty high in most areas. Like I said before, there's really only a couple things you gotta worry about. Don't overcolor too much on the ABS or it might crack. Backpack might fall out sometimes, you know. Legs might fall out if you're crouching super hard, but other than that, he's pretty solid. He's a good model. Honestly, I would recommend this to most people because it's a great build. It looks great. If you like the design, if you like the shelf presence, if you like the whole Gundam visual aspect, some people like the Zeon's designs better. But this is a great Gundam design. And of course, even if you do like the Zeon designs better, of course you gotta have some units for them to fight, so that's always good too. And you can't really deny it, this guy is very beautiful, and he comes with this amazing base as well. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, look at this thing, guys. You got these little astronauts flying around, you got the cool gold and silver on the inside that I colored. I just absolutely love customizing things and making them my own and just giving them some cool colors. I love this right here, the little looking down at the pilot. Great pose. He's almost ready for the shelf. Now that we've gotten our review out of the way, I think this model is just so beautiful, and every time I look at it, I just love it. And I hope you guys loved the review, and I hope you will love the showcase that we're going to show you after this of all the great pictures that I have of this guy right here. And I hope you have a great day. We'll catch you all on the next one. Don't leave yet, guys. This is not the end of the video. We're showcasing all the good footage and pictures I took of this build, and I have a couple shorts showing this build off, but 3 minutes just isn't enough sometimes, and I know it's a lot of pictures and video, but if you guys love Gundam, you will definitely enjoy it. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.
know how it is. Know how it is. it is.